about being the worst hardpoint team for 2 stages, the worst control team for 2 stages, and you're already beating teams that you probably weren't expecting to. Winning 3 spawns versus the NYSL roster definitely caught me off guard, but obviously everything has been gelling for the Seattle roster with that new teamwork aspect, man. And then they're going up against the Vegas Legion squad, who I heard that that's touching it. Asim had what, a 0.6, but he went up against Optic Texas. This is the true deal to see what he can bring to this team.
Yeah, let's not jump into muddy waters too quickly here, friends. Opening battle, though, looking good for Seattle to get the early time. And like you mentioned, just to kind of speak more about kind of the hardpoint successes of this new roster, I mean, before this major, this team ranked 6th and 10th in hold and break percentages each. Now they're 2nd in both categories. So we saw kind of a couple of tweets from Seattle saying tempo, pace is starting to really feel more natural. And so far, that's proving to be true here.
And it's not based on off of one player. Everyone is playing well as a collective unit. You heard Nama's touch on it. Everyone is averaging about 4K damage, and already start into this game, you're walking away with at least 20 seconds at P1. You know that rotation is going to come over towards P2 over a Burger side, but Seattle Surge is still applying a lot of pressure, and this is what they have been showing ever since this roster change.
Decent cleanups, though, from the SMGs. Nero in particular really popping off on the exit time. So now we make that rotation down towards the bottom side of the map. Vegas, though, taking the long route around the back, trying to flip spawns before this hardpoint really starts to get battled over. And it is the scene. Up top towards Burger, first and foremost. Status of this map will start to tilt towards Vegas, holding onto the left-hand side. And yeah, Seattle not expecting that route for Asim has now been broken immediately.
Yeah, that's all it came down to. Asim hitting that route and also finding a kill. When he finds that kill, that player now spawns out. Seattle put on the worst side for this P2 HP, and now if you are Vegas Legion, you're doing a great job of maintaining the map control, keeping them off the hill as long as you possibly could, but you're more focused on maintaining this side of the map because it's way easier to rotate a P3 when you have Burger control.
Well, Seattle, good break from the front. Lots of time still to fight for. 23 seconds at the clock. You can see Vegas starting to stretch across the map, like you mentioned, looking to get themselves set up for new, but at the same rate, this is expensive time, and Seattle now has a chance to kind of break through Burger and maybe push around the back the other way until Asim holds the ground, and that'll be good for Vegas to at least keep control of the map, but losing a lot of time for the cost.
Yeah, but at least with 35 seconds now that they have to make up for at P3, you see the spawns for Seattle Surge, they're all the way across the map. So if you are Vegas Legion, this is where you got to play tight, because the way that Seattle got it done versus NYSL was due to their breaks, and they're simply about to be able to outnumber this player on point. Wow. At least Nero's able to take down 2, but the break is instantly going to be there for Seattle.
And I love that from Seattle. You know, don't worry about trying to push through the Burger side. Don't worry about trying to flip the spawns around the back. Let's just overwhelm this thing right from the front doors and then push through and start to make a mess of the spawns. So once again, Seattle, great objective focus. Get the hardpoint neutral for a time with a little bit of earned score of their own, but now it's down to the follow-up gunfight. Last 30 seconds to fight for. Seattle turning up with the kill feed in a major way, but due to the kill feed leading to 1 team kill, it's just 4 versus Asim. The new guys up for either squad, and Asim takes the win, and Vegas will hold on to a bit of time.
Yeah, that's a big win right there from Asim to potentially walk away with this final 20. He's able to find his second as well onto the point, but with only 10 seconds left, Seattle Surge, they are not going to slow down on their pressure. They're going to make sure they contest this one all the way to the very end, but that P4 is going to be crucial because both squads are scattered towards the backside. These one set of fights is going to decide who secures the spawn and who's going to be able to secure the hill. 04 and Hook, though, might have decided that for them.
Yeah, impressive little turn and burn from 04. Couldn't quite get the second, but like you mentioned, the spawn starting to move over for Seattle, but Vegas fully aware of this. Kill's looking absolutely perfect as Attach comes away with a couple. Abu's the last one left, flat out denied from finding more than just a first kill. So spawn still good for Vegas. Now the next fight, quickly on the way into the front side of the hardpoint. Asim trying to cut it off, but can't quite find too much. So now Seattle fully stacked, looking for their break, trying to make their way in, but it's Attached from the back, able to get one. Geo off the pitch, shut down, and Seattle's break looking good.
Oh, they're doing this with perfection. Everybody through the front, conga lining. Just punching them right in the mouth at the beginning of that hill. And now even with Vegas Legion spawning in towards the back, you are forced to hit that early rotation over towards P5. Seattle said, screw the fundamentals. We're filling ourselves. The gunnies are high. We're just running straight at you. And hopefully we're coming out on top. And so far, that has led to this 50-point lead.
It really is a Seattle saying objective, objective, objective. You know, some idea towards maybe pushing through spawn afterwards, but this is all about getting onto the hard point and seeing if you can overwhelm the sole defenders that Vegas have put there to this point. Another hit from the front. Keep your eye on Attach around the back. Should have an opportunity to blow up this play on the flank, and boy, does he ever. Lots of damage tallied. Brezzy completely stuck on top of the bridge. Contest is through. Attach no worry to finish off the elimination, and Vegas keep burning more time.
And now those spawns flip, so this can get scary if you are Seattle. You have to try to fight your way back for at least somewhat bridge control or even fight for that P1, because if you allow Vegas Legion to soak up all this time and then set up properly for the next, that's where that P5 to P1 chain can start to get out of hand. But this is going to be a contest fest here at the Bridge Hill. Only 18 seconds remaining on this HP. Neither squad wants to drop. You don't want to give up time to either one of those boys. But 0-4 with a double, Nero with 2 of his own. It should allow Seattle Surge to have more bodies off the rotation than next.
And this is that rotation that Bucket wanted to watch. See if you can get yourself set up in towards P1.
Okay.
4 clean shots. Deals with early Vegas entrance. So now you've got Seattle set up absolutely perfectly. Lead about double the points with a 4 spree for 0-4. Maybe a chance for more here as Vegas are trying to stretch this hard point out. And 0-4 in the corner almost finds the last 2. But Asim shuts down the streak. Tallies up a second. And the contest is decent. But Seattle so quick to reinforce.
And Abusa just doing a great job of just staying alive. A couple pumps, you know. Didn't want to get the red card pulled out. But he at least stays alive for his teammates to get back to him so they can assist in those gunfights through the front. It hasn't been a single second earned from Vegas Legion on this P1, and Abusa has yet to fall. Now it's Hook's turn to potentially take down. They're blowing this game wide open.
And Vegas needs something desperately here just to start rebuilding a little bit of momentum. In fact, just to cauterize the current wounds that Seattle are inflicting. Over towards 2, we start to look at the action. Seattle clean exit kills on the old time. There's really only one player here. It's Nero, who does surprise Abusa up top towards the staircase. So a chance to create a little bit of a buffer zone around this hard point, but still a bit of mystery here in terms of where Seattle's actually hitting from. 0-4 up top. Good look towards the seam. Gets the first, pops up and looking for the second. Oh, you can tell he wants it, but Nero finishes him off, and with that, Vegas will establish control.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there from Vegas Legion to reinforce their numbers through the middle of the map. You take P1 control, you take mid-map, and you find all the kills in the feed. But Vegas Legion have a tall ladder to climb. On the opposite side, Seattle Surge, they are filling themselves. Let's step aside and go to listening with the Surge.
I got 2. Got it. Give me down. He's one shot. Yeah, he's flat. Nice. I'm meeting again. I'm I need that. Outside time. Nice. One. Mid-dive. I'll kill him. When he comes to the back. No, tell me on ult. Nero's on ult.
Yeah, I'm playing you. Do you have low?
They're gonna hit the back of me.
We can lead. I'm with you if you want to kite up.
Jump
You know one. It's nothing deep. Then you deep right.
Nice, massive kill. I'm winning from time. I try to buy time.
You have low?
I got him in the geo. Left corner low. I'm winning from time. I'm leading, guys. Enemy again. Dead.
Nice. Have you low?
Got P1.
Low is weak.
I'm trying low. Yeah, I charge you guys.
I think he's on the right.
They enemy on time.
I'm winning. I'll get time.
One more low.
Nothing P1.
I'm doing my back. I'm my back.
One shot low.
Two bottom, guys. Make sure on my back. On my back.
Yo, aim back there.
Zig.
One more time. One back. Two back.
Yeah, play safe in the back, okay? I'll play in the back,
In the back, got me.
Attack in the back.
You're
Just about as clean as you'd like. Holy cow for Seattle. This stretch of hard points has been near flawless. LV in a little bit of trouble, and Legion just trying to find some way just to get Seattle uncomfortable because they are cruising right now, Jay.
Oh yeah, they are cruising in the comms, cruising in the gameplay, and I think the one thing that I took away the most out of that listening was the communication from Hook. When you usually think about Hook's gameplay, he's always going to be the guy first up, right into your face with that rival 9, ready to be the guy in the first engagements. But in that listening, he's like, all right, they're going to be hitting me out towards the back. I'm going to play it really slow on that end, and that just tells that he's leveling up his game to a whole different level. He's the veteran on the squad, and at least it showed in that listening.
And it's looking like it's going to be a runaway map number 1 after a very tight first rotation of hills. This second set has been anything but. And Seattle will do what they have been unable to do to this point, and that is take a respawn from the Las Vegas Legion. They were 0-4 in hardpoint, 0-2 in control, and this thing was anything but close once we got past that 5th hardpoint.
Man, they just played that flawlessly off the rip of the game. You're definitely getting caught off guard if you are Vegas Legion, because you're expecting, okay, we just hit those spawns. We did the dirty work by working all the way around the back, somehow, some way, Seattle Surge have to push this way if they want to successfully find the break. But every single time, they were like, screw going around the back. We're not really playing for the spawns. We're just going to play for the trades through the front side of the hill. And they found a break after break after break every single time. And then when you got to the second half of that game, it just came down to that P5 to P1 rotation. Puckett called it perfectly. That guy knows his stuff because you walked away with a 60 point there. You keep at least P2 scrappy, but then you close it out at a P3 to P4 chain by just flipping those spawns at the end of that P2 HP. Seattle Surge looking like a completely different team, man. Look at it again. Basically, everyone's sitting at almost 4,000 damage. It's a collective unit from start to finish.
Well, take a look on the right side of the scoreboard as well. Ford, only 30 seconds of hill time, 1 objective kill. He's running around making a mess.
Oh, yeah.
It's been going around for Vegas's setup to where the average hill time for everyone on Vegas is underneath essentially 5 seconds. That's not good. Flat out, it's just not good. And Seattle, I think it's just, again, that mentality around focused on the objective through and through. We've seen this not just on this map when they played up against New York last week, but it's been across everything this season so far in this Stage 3 qualifiers. The only losses they've had in Hardpoint have been really close losses, talking of a 215 to 250 to Optic and a 230 to 250 to Carolina. So, I mean, it just feels like Seattle is renewed, rejuvenated, and looking real clean towards how they want to play around the objective itself in Hardpoint.
Yeah, the new roster's filling himself, and I think one thing that's definitely helped them tremendously is the new maps that came in, because maps like Skid Row and Invasion simply did not treat Seattle Surge well overall as an organization. But when you add a couple new maps into the picture, the 6 stars, the Vistas, and so far, at least for Vista, Seattle Surge have taken down New York and now completely demolished Vegas Legion on this map. So going forward, when you're playing against this team, you might have to get rid of this because they are playing that one picture perfect from start to finish, and it's not even like someone's going off. It's a collective unit again.
It's, to me, it's one of the weird things of like just kind of looking at the first set of hills. You can really see the identity of what both of these two teams wanted to pull in their gameplay, where Vegas really stretching, really nervous and kind of cautious about, are there any rogue long routes that are being taken to flip our spawns around? Seattle's like, we're not really all that interested. We'll hit a pinch on the hard point, but our focus is getting on the hill, And I think it's just the full flood of numbers kept Vegas completely off guard. So yeah, really convincing game flow, really convincing map number 1. And now the news doesn't get much better here for Vegas fans because you're going into a high-rise search and destroy. Seattle's been a top 4 search and destroy team at least all year long. And for Vegas, this map hasn't really been a staple of your map pool to this point.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of trying to hopefully figure things out, because if Vegas find themselves down 0-2 in this series, you don't feel good about their chance of putting together a reverse sweep against the Seattle team that is flowing in Hardpoint and has always been good in search and destroy.
Yeah, this needs to be the answer if you are the Vegas Legion. They're currently, as an organization, on a 3-loss streak in search and destroy, 2 to LAT, 1 to Optic Texas. But a lot of those search and destroys were very, very close. It's just now you're going up against this roster in Seattle, who, like you said, so far in the season are one of the best SND teams that we have statistically wise. But with the new roster, this is actually the mode that they haven't really shined that much. And I would think, like with players like 04 added to the lineup, he would only increase that. But when you make a roster change, you have to go through the lumps and bumps and all that good stuff in practice to perfect this SND gameplay, because you're usually scrimming the respawns and the controls. SND is probably in the back of your mind. But with this roster having more and more reps underneath their belt, obviously you want to work things and put them on full display here to show that you've gotten better.
Yeah, I love that call, and we'll, I think, see some of the numbers of what we're talking about to really kind of isolate that point and really hit it home. But the fact of the matter is, for Vegas, the search and destroy has not really been a staple of their gameplay. It's been their worst mode, technically speaking. Now, I think the thing about it is, outside of a couple of maps here and there, they don't often get really blown out in search.
Yeah.
It just feels like they're missing out on opportunities where they really shouldn't be. And I think in particular, as we look at the S&D attacks, this has been, I think, the most appealing statistic to look at overall, because Vegas is planting the bomb more than just about anyone else in the league. However, they cannot win a post plant to save their lives. Only about a quarter of their post plants find success. So with the team that plants the bomb in nearly 2/3 of the round, you gotta start finding post plant setups that get you round wins.
You have to, man, because that's completely unacceptable. We're talking about the time is starting to tick down. The team on defense has to make the play. You don't basically have to do anything. You just have to make sure they're not sinking that defuse. So Vegas Legion are definitely looking at that statistic to definitely improve here. And on the opposite side for Seattle, you saw for them, they don't really like to plant the bomb. So I think if you are Vegas Legion, you know that they're not going to find success at least putting that bomb down. Contest them as much as you possibly can, but more focus for them has to be on your attacks. You get that bomb down, you find that openly first blood. Post plant setups need to be a lot better.
correct. And there is a lot to be told about what that opening duel win percentage looks like. For Vegas, it's been pretty solid this year, but Seattle's new roster, kind of going back to your point, Jay, they have actually not found a lot of success getting first bloods and converting. So there could be a pathway here for Vegas in terms of how do you start yourself off right. It's by finding first bloods. Not going to happen here in round number 1, though. Hook is able to tally the first, and wouldn't you know it, that's also the bomb carrier.
Yeah, that's going to make this a lot more difficult for Vegas Lead because Attach obviously knows where Hook went off the exit, but it's all about this timing, thinking about that, about retrieving that bomb, and also trying to play for this kill. They're setting him up for the trap, and unfortunately, Hook is not able to take down one. Vegas Legion making it 3v3 again.
Yeah, and that really kind of isolates this opening duel to be a moot point. Down to a 3v3, Seattle's defense playing very far back. Lots of focus. Oh, over towards this B site. Oh no, 4, I don't think he necessarily meant to slip off. He misses the timing on Nero climbing the ladder by a fraction of a second, and that's gonna lead to a bomb plant. So now the post plant setup, this is what we're looking at. Can Vegas find ways to hold? Geo up top at Heli, able to find at least first contact, but can't find a kill yet, and here comes Seattle, Jay.
Oh, and 04 at least got info onto 2 players. Should be able to get the freebie onto Geo, makes it a 3v2. Also is able to spot Nero, and now the information is already gained. Attached in the back of his pawn, someone stick the defuse.
Yeah, Attach is just too far away, and wow. That is a ton of info gathering from 04. A little solo mission again. We talked about him not playing around the objective on the hard point, just kind of floating, finding kills, making life easier for his squad mates. No further definition of that than that example right there.
And even though Seattle Surge walked away with the round win, that just comes back to the opening duel win percentage, turning him into conversion rate. When you get that first blood, especially with Hook all the way on their side of the map, you probably want to take more ground and not leave him out to dry by himself, because you can push up, take more places, and then potentially find yourself in a trade scenario to make that round a lot easier. But still, Seattle Surge on the back of 04, who gets every single ounce of information to close out that round, secure the first.
Another 0 for 1 post-plant situation for Vegas. Not to say we're going to count it and keep tally of it, but we very well may if the stats keep unfolding the way that they do. Hook the bomb carry here for Seattle on their first offensive attack. Vegas stacking the box over towards B. Lots of nades over the top. That does land for Abuza's first blood. But Hook not deterred from still climbing up the ladder. Does he expect the player in the corner? Barrel was showing for a second, but neither player aware of it. Nero stuck now, but has enough help from Attach. Stun comes through. A little bit of extra separation. Attach backs off for a second, but it's 0-4. Responding with a double of his own, leaving it with a 1v1.
Oh, man!
Boy!
No way!
Tank antics happening. All you can do is laugh about it.
I feel like, Alan, this happens to us every time we're on Highrise. It's just the demonic propane tanks. Basically sets up 0-4 to clutch up in the 1v2. That's all out teamwork for Seattle. I'm pretty sure Hook was trying to stick that bomb plant, but he was able to at least spot the gun peeking out in that corner. But the fact that it turns into a one-on-one and Gio doesn't even have to shoot his gun to lose the gunfight, that is an insane round. Great plays right there out of the propane to secure for Seattle.
That guy's clutch, man, that propane tank.
He's like 100 and 0.
He's good for a 1-for-1 trade every time.
Untradeable, dude.
Well, Seattle looking to get a little bit more aggressive here on this defense. Brezzy up top almost finds his fate by way of the propane tanks. Tags are through, but he still will survive to tell the tale. Vegas still looking a little bit weary about any further push-ups towards the underground. Everyone going to make sure that they stay safe in the opening 30 seconds, and now their offensive hit can start to develop.
Okay, so far, that's been 30 seconds wiped off the game clock. They spot not a single player from Seattle Surge trying to get aggressive, so now it's time for you to make the move. They're slowly working their way up through B. Brezzy not able to win that gunfight onto Attach. So the first blood in favor of Vegas, but 0-4 instantly with the response.
3v3 Hook. Oh, in and around. Asim, ooh, just kind of holds his ground. That works out for one, but Abuza over the top. Oh, just completely whiffs. Huge opportunity right there to not just get a trade, but maybe even eliminate a second. But Nero quickly now pushing forward. Abuza, a little red dot chase, not going to happen. And that will be it as a little bit of an extra set of pressure comes from the back. No worries there. Vegas cleaning their final 3 kills, get them on the board.
Yeah, Vegas found the first blood onto Brezzy right street, and then trade effectively drew down low. I thought Hook was going to end up with the snap bottom pit, but once he falls, and then Abuza at least finds the timing to spot 2 players. Just some premature shots there. Probably wants to have that round back, because he definitely could have been a deciding factor if Seattle could have went up 3-0 there.
Yeah, just a couple of missed chances right there off of what should have been, I think, in a lot of people's minds, a little bit cleaner gunfights to come through. But Vegas will take advantage, find themselves their first round And now what's the adjustment for their defense after, again, the propane tank foiled their last round? Nero getting aggressive right through the underground. 04, does he get the check on this over the top of the shoulder? Brezzy has moved over, but I don't know if they've fully seen him. Now the dead silence gets popped. There's the awareness that there are players immediately above, and Nero very cautiously closes the door and gets to work on this flank. The problem is Seattle has already made just as far advanced moves over towards this A site, and Gio's in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, Gio's in a little bit of trouble, but you can already see that Brezzy in your mini-map, he had the heads up that someone was pushing through underground, and Sun connected early on onto Nero, so he instantly found himself now in the 3v2. Great shots out of Attach. Is the pro plane gonna blow up to find a kill? Yes, it does. 2v2. Great plays out of Dill.
Dude, this map is turning into a PvE fest. Let's see. Trades out Brezzy. Now it's just down to 04. He's on the hunt. Has a seam in the corner, and that'll be enough for the isolated clean 1v1. Now it's just down to him versus Attach. The new guy versus the long-standing veteran. And 04, careful, tippy-toe your way through. Gets the reset. 22 seconds on the clock. Looking to play for the high ground first. Attach is still holding over towards his right windows. Is there an angle here for 04 to get this successfully planted? Attach is so worried about the underground, Jay, but it does look like this is going to turn into a 40-second 1v1.
Yeah, 04, he gained that info early on. That Attach put down a couple shots. He's working his way through underground, and now that bomb's going to get planted for free. 04 spots him, so he should be able to line this one up for free. Another clutch out of this young man. Every single time we watch him in Search and Destroy, he's always making plays, but no more than here so far. 2 back-to-back clutches from 04.
I mean, the rapid rise of 04 was going to have to be studied in years to come.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, legitimately out of nowhere. First year in Challengers, played an event and a half, and then gets picked up, and this new Seattle roster is really vibing right now. You can definitely feel the energy's elevated a lot. So, Vegas, now in a little bit of trouble here. Down 0-1 in the map count. Down pretty big here in the search. I know it's just 3-1. I don't mean to get ahead of myself, but you've got Gio at 0-4. Really the only one participating for round-winning plays has been Attached to this point. And it just feels like Seattle has a better handle on the map at the moment.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of controlling that right street on every single time of their defenses. The only defense that they lost was Brezzy ended up getting picked off first, but already into this round, it's a trade back and forth. Instantly into a 3v3. Vegas Legion currently have a lot of B Street control, and underground Nero finds himself a second. So 2v2 now.
Quick awareness to 04, pushes through blue, finds the trade. Gio does not see the rotation over towards green side. That is enough information, though, for Attach to say, okay, no one nearby me, I can get the plant off. And now, again, we consider the question, can Vegas hold a post plant? This one a bit more limited in numbers. Opening shots from 04, connects on to Gio, and he predicts it.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness, this kid is everything. 10-2, 5 in a row. No, sir, old man. How about a 4-1 tally?
He's letting them know, not today. You're not going to catch me lacking off these post plans. We're going to keep that statistic going downward for you guys as 04 gets it done with the 2 on the round. Man, oh man, every single time. Seattle Surge, they're just so great on the mid-round adjustments. Like, it turned into a 2v2. The trade is instantly going to be there. Once he finds that kill on Tenero, he allows the bomb plant to go down, but you're not expecting this route out of 04 to push all the way through your base, literally in the back of your spawn building, find the first kill through the propane, and then find the easy read onto Attach. 1 kill off of earning himself a cruise missile. Yeah, let's continue to play this one slow.
All right, this is Heat Check City right here. Anyone want to take this gunfight versus me?
Oh, man!
Oh, my goodness. Send him to control at this point. Cruise missile earned, 11-2, and yeah, why not call that down? Confirm yourself a B plant.
Man, that bomb's gonna go down for free. You got a couple players scattered through bottom blue. It's only a matter of moments before Seattle Surge can find himself in a situation to play the kills. 04 finds over the Cruise. Now it's a 3v2. Gio and Nero left to clutch on up.
And good luck. I mean, with 04 still alive, this kid's raid boss. Nero looking to push forward, confirming the damage from his teammate Gio up top, but 04 just still throws the tiniest of shoulders, confirms that, yep, there's a push through. He'll reset. Brezzy, the next one to check for the defuse, does get caught. Nero on a fob up. If 04 pulls this off, send him the next contract. No, not gonna happen. Nero does get the shutdown, and that's actually a massive round for Vegas.
Yeah, you can't let that one go if you are the Surge. Like, you get the opening first blood with the gunny out of 04, then you get the second kill with the Cruise, and then you allow a 2v4 to simply just get away from you. That can't happen if you are the Surge. The post plan needs to be better, but as we take a look at the replay, Just wall bangs, not missing a single bullet. The guy was definitely in rank play, getting in a warm-up this morning. But Seattle Surge, even with all that just happened, they choked that round. You're definitely going to want that one back, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that is a massive reset in this map for Vegas to pull away that round. No more cruise missile. You secure yourself a 2v4 essentially. And now an opportunity to bring this thing back to within 1. Can heads cool a little bit here, though? Get yourself into level footing. Trophy system denying some opening utility from Seattle. I'm really sure this is trophies on both sides denying, but it's a lot of utility being thrown. A lot of players are weak, and must have been a little bit of a bounce back off the nade. Hook will drop to a team nade, so an early 4v3 here for Vegas.
And now Vegas Legion just need to put themselves in a situation to where they can play trades or play for the info that's already going to be gained. You at least spot Brezzy through the underground. Gonna rally the true subs and try to execute a blue push out towards A, but no, you just gotta go back towards B because you have the numbers, and now it turns into a 3v3. 04 finds attach.
Yeah, you got Geo kind of helping on support for this approach and does well to get one, but ooh, takes a little bit too far of a step forward, trying to play deep in towards A, so Abuza will confirm the kill and now take this to a 2v2. Brezzy down low, shut down by Asim, and it all rests with Abuza for the 1v2 situation. And he is a bit trapped at the moment, trying to pull a similar route through the underground. Doesn't see anything. Maybe he can catch timing here onto Asim. Yeah, sure does. That's a freebie. It predicts the second, but no. Shots are good, and how about it? Vegas down just 1.
Yeah, that was a perfect read right there out of Abuza in the 1v2, but just better shots from Nero to close out the round. I don't know what it looked like off the rip of that round for Seattle Surge. How 04 was able to nade Hook. Once you gift the first play in favor of Vegas Legion, they're going to take full advantage of it. Bomb goes planted, and that was the first successful post plan. Great job.
Okay. Now everything has to start to, again, get back into control here if you're Seattle. Couple of good rounds here from Vegas in a row. Nero on 4 in a row in particular. And this is all in the midst of a very explosive 13-4 from 04 through 7 freaking rounds. Stuns landing over towards backside blue. That's from the defensive side for Vegas. Hook aware that he could be challenged at any moment, so he turns his attention for just a brief second. And now Abuza also catches just a bit of info that Geo's playing on the A site, and that may be enough to actually deter for Seattle from playing over towards A completely.
Yeah, any info is good info, but that's already been 30 seconds wiped off the game clock, so eventually Seattle Surge got to work out of their base, and as they try to do that, Geo lines up 04 with the Semtex. Not the guy you want to fall, who's top slinging the entire lobby. And then Nero also takes care of Hook. That is going to be your bomb carrier, so it turns into a 4v2, making it 3v1.
Yeah, Brezzy will be pretty much in the Bermuda Triangle here, stuck between 3 different Vegas members. Asim will confirm that he is playing from bottom blue. No worries for the follow-up from behind. So after the saved round, after the cruise missile lands, for a 2v3 for Vegas, they pull a convincing offense, and that has been the most stable defense we've seen from them to this point. Things starting to really trend back to Vegas's direction. You need a response from Seattle in this next round.
Yeah, it wasn't shooting bodies from 04 when he clutched up in that 2v1, but it was a little bit of looking at Attach's body saying no, and that might still be the fact their job is not finished. We got to stay locked into the map, and Vegas Legion now, off the back of a 4v2, have chained 3 rounds in a row to tie this game up. It's going to be a 0-0. Vegas Legion on the attacking side. 2 players trying to get aggressive up through the green fence, but just making sure no one's going to jump in towards B so they know where the pressure's going to be.
Topside elevator propane will explode. Geo still looking to maybe make a play on that. He's holding that angle. I think they know someone's up there. Doesn't make a difference though. Brezzy down low is helping support 04. Pop up from Asim though, good. And now Geo has to come help this if you're going to try to look for a plan. I mean, he's still watching from like deep towards spawn. Yeah, he had a look, I think, at 04 up the ladder, just could not quite find it. So now he's playing a really passive angle, and it seems kind of on an island right here. I mean, he's going to need a little bit of help if they want to get a bomb plan.
Yeah, Seam is on an island, but at least based off Seattle Surge's setup, they don't have anyone watching over that site. 04 is going to put down a couple shots, eventually sets up Geo for the kill. Now Vegas Legion in the man advantage. You just have to try to work this objective, but Hook has worked himself into a great position.
This is an absolutely beautiful defensive spot. Only question is if he gets hit through mid-map, has to kind of trust that he's predicted a good angle here. Hit from Vegas also needs to come through sooner rather than later. There's the slide across. Asim just could not quite lock down the shots through the red tower. Abuza also helps up by finding one. They know where it attaches. Hook separates himself. plays around the backside of the elevator. Not going to give Attach a chance to win this by way of an early gunfight. He has to plant, and Hook may have played this absolutely perfectly, but he doesn't see Attach on the bomb. So we're going to get the 1v1. Attach goes down low. Hook has seen it. Just down to confirming the kill. Up and over. Works out for the 1v1, and Seattle will get their 5th.
And that is all on the back of Hook, just putting himself in that position to shut down the bomb carrier on Vegas Legion. And once it turns into a one-on-one, to not panic in that moment. I thought Attach was going to get great timing. If he finds a different exit from that side instead of jumping on their side pit, Hook has no info on where the hell he has went. But once he spots him, uses that rival 9 to the best of his ability, up close in person to secure the one-on-one. Seattle Surge stopped the bleeding and are now at game point.
Yeah, huge turnaround right there, especially with the sudden cool-off from 04. Hard to expect him to keep that up for the entirety of the map. He's done his job.
Hey, he shouldn't have shot bodies, or basically looked at bodies and said no, you know?
That's fair. Nero's also stepped up in a big way for Vegas, trying to get to a very even tally with the opening surge from 04, no pun intended. Hoop, bomb carrier over towards B, stunned, but not affected enough to get up the ladder. And he's gonna go for the quick plant. He's got support from 04 on this backside of elevator, so a quick plant now has a different test here for Vegas on the retake.
I love this. I love this play so far. The Seattle Surge, they set the tone on this round. Go to smoke grenade to make sure you still have the ability to contest the site, but the gunfight goes in favor of Nero. Vegas with the first blood.
Oh, and the second 04 gets shut down over towards the elevator. Now all of a sudden Seattle has to start going forward. They need to check the bomb. Brezzy gets distracted by Attach. Oh, but the kills are good. Booz is able to find one off the bomb. It's just down to a seam for the 1v2. Moves over, MCW in hand, but tries to pick up the bomb for a sneaky defuse, and it will not be allowed. Seattle will take the search, avoid what was nearly a catastrophic letdown considering the start from 04, and now they're 2-0 up in the series.
Whew. It started to get scary for Seattle Surge in the later half of that search and destroy, but they were able to stop the bleeding, clutch up in a 1v1, and then even in the final round, Boozer doing a great job of cover firing over his teammates on that left side of the street. When Hook lost that gunfight and then they dropped initially for the second kill as well, it was instantly responded with a trade from a Boozer. So it was a 4v2, turns into a 3v2, and then a Boozer also finds his second on the round. The fact that Brezzy was able to work his way up the middle of the map, win that one-on-one versus Tats as well, was chef's kiss, because a Boozer finds 2 on the left. You find the player on the over towards the middle of the map, so that forces the bomb carrier to now relieve himself from his duty. And then at that point, it was just not enough time to locate where Boozer was or even think about that objective. He's able to clutch up in another round for Seattle Surge to close out the Surge to destroy 6-4, and now up 2-0 in the series.
Big time. Unbelievable stuff. 13-7 for 04 is where it stops. He was 12-2 at one point, but that's a minor footnote considering the single-handed ability of him to win rounds in the early stages of this search and destroy. So after the blowout, map number 1, it was a hot start for Seattle, closed out with a win, and now we go to the follow-up question of, is this Seattle team really for real? They're going to go back to an invasion control, which they won last week for New York. It was their first win. Really, it felt like in forever. When it came to a control. In fact, it was one of their first wins on Invasion since the opening weekend at Major 1 qualifiers. So if Seattle could find a 3-0 here, I think they pretty much win over the community and say this is not just a top 6 team. They may be battling for 5th overall in the power ranking. I don't know. We'll see. But it is Invasion control when we come back. Don't go far. We got a break coming up, and then we're into it right after this.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in a very opening dominant express here when it comes to Seattle running away with the series at the moment, 2-0 up. But for Vegas, good news on the horizon. You got an invasion control here for map number 3. But I have to say, Jay, I think a lot of people right now are looking at this Vegas team, and the scrutiny is probably getting heavier and heavier based on the roster change not leading to as much as success as maybe people were hoping for.
Yeah, that's the thing that's really questioning me. Like, my eyebrows are raising because at least with Purge on the roster, whenever you went up against someone not in the top 4, you always went down to the wire, or you always walked away with the W. So far in this series, they just simply haven't had an answer. The same ended last series at a 0.6. So far in this series, at a 0.8 alongside Geo. So it's just a new team thing. They just haven't figured it out yet, and you don't want to be that roster to lose 0-3 here. You have to try to fight back.
Well, you kind of saw it on the statistics. Obviously, we know Seattle's marks not great across the board. Really, though, the recency bias gives you maybe a little bit of hope here that Seattle can kind of turn this into not just one control win, but maybe a second, as they won this map versus New York last week. But for Vegas, they have been a defensive juggernaut, rarely letting up ticks of progress. The big issue has been finding offensive success, which, to be fair, no antics towards A to start here. It's just get our ticks at B, make our moves towards the middle of the map, and see what we can create on rotation.
And the good thing is for Vegas Legion, they found all the kills right off the rip. So they have a majority of the map control, and Seattle Surge now put on their back foot. They have to try to clutch up in a bunch of these gunfights, and none of them are going in their favor. They have yet to find one on the round. Nero, all you have to do is find this kill onto 0-4, and the stack is going to be in at A. B is almost done, but the first segment is here.
You got a trophy system denying a lot of this opening utility. Abuza trying to work their way back in, and they will clear off the zone, only allowing one tick of progress to be captured. At the same rate, the exit from A back to the middle of the map has also been really good for Seattle, and they're finding exit kills over towards B. So maybe a bit of a slow start for the defense, but a quick bounce back as now they've completely dominated the map and ripped it away from Vegas.
Yeah, now they have a lot of mid-map control, and Vegas Legion forced to try to overextend their way out. Pushing through this B point hoop over towards DVDs, finds that one-on-one versus Nero. And at least the positioning right now at Abrezi is going to know exactly where all of Vegas Legion are planning their attack from. It's all through the overextension. So let's just keep on building layers and keep on stalling out this game clock.
Now, ooh, Asim just gives up the angle right as Hoop was crossing into his line of sight. But end all be all, Vegas still looking to largely play this on the overextension around the back, and this may be the one area of approach that Seattle is not fully ready for. Seems still trying to find the isolation, but Hook with the rival 9 in hand is just too good in close quarters. Finds himself a double, and now Nero's left at an island over towards the backside of Garage, and he is being hunted. Surely only a matter of time before he's found, and that is indeed the case. Down to 60 seconds on the clock, and Seattle have brought the life count back to more manageable terms.
Yeah, that's already been a minute wiped off the game clock. So now Vegas Legion only have 1 to 2 more good pushes, but Seattle Surge is doing a great job of just keeping the kills scattered. That's another 3 dead. The only player on the point is going to be attached, but there's more players from Seattle Surge just ready to pounce, because everyone from Vegas Legion all the way across the map is going to have to win 3 gunfights to at least secure the second segment, but cannot find one. Seattle Surge stabilized that push, and now only 45 seconds left. Vegas Legion only have 1 more shot.
Yeah, Tatch was kind of left out to dry right there.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 players off spawn for Vegas. None of them even bothered even playing towards the middle of the map, let alone the A street. And now all of a sudden, Brezi's created some issues for Vegas off spawn. Fortunately for Vegas fans, he's dealt with quickly. But we've got 28 seconds on the clock. This is, for all intents and purposes, kind of the last opportunity for Vegas, and it's coming together very slowly, and maybe more importantly, and maybe more aptly, it's falling apart in pieces. Just individual kills here and there now, allowing Seattle to push up. Brezi gets a read, says, I'm not interested in really losing my life. Just hold off, kill the clock, and this elimination through laundry may just determine the rest of the round. 0-4 is able to find his second kill, and with that, it'll be the round going to Seattle's defense, giving up 4 total ticks.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there from Seattle Surge to just stabilize the map when they needed to. And then even when Vegas Legion found themselves around DVD area, around Cafe, and even pushed up towards Blue with a couple players trying to contest them towards Mannequin, Seattle Surge did not panic in those moments. They knew where the pressure was coming in. They knew if we clutch up on these one set of fights, then we could potentially put them into the trap. They found all the kills at the right time, but you do give up 1 segment at that 8 points. So Seattle Surge in the back of their mind, we need to try to at least get 1 done at A.
See what the break-off is going to look like here. Again, the marks for Seattle are 11th or 12th, pretty much across the season in control, and no matter what category you put it at. But the big moniker here is that, yes, thank you, production. It's like you knew where I was going with this. These guys don't lose defense. If you're Vegas, absolutely dominant affairs. And I want to say the one time they did lose a defense is one of the 1 times they've ever lost this map. So those are things to keep in the back of your mind here. Abuza quickly already able to find first blood as Seattle once more just kind of taking a lot of their focus in the middle of the map. Nice little route hit by Hook will again just create more opportunity for free capture over towards B. A little bounce off the zone for now as Abuza will actually find a little bit of success moving over towards A, but he's being tested. Is he? Oh, that's not a good one for the Esteem haters out there. You're going to be clipping that one and shipping it. Oh no, and it's not getting any better. Hook now on 5 in a row, looking for number 6, but turned aside through mid-street. But in the meantime, Seattle really committed to this A rotation, Jay, and they've lost a lot of time off the clock to not really get much entry.
Yeah, that's tough, especially with that double nade coming over the top. So now Vegas Legion know we have a lot of mid-map control. We're trying to put them in the trap, and this is why Vegas Legion are so damn good on defense, because they outslay teams by 6 or more kills every single time they're on that side. But Seattle Surge, they were trying to just capitalize on an opportunity with all the kills going down on the map to get something done at A. But Vegas Legion, they were able to stabilize that. Now Seattle Surge have the rotation over towards B, where the second segment is about to get complete.
The Semtex catches the outside of the wall from Nero, so not going to deter any of this capture. And that will look pretty likely like it's going to be a third tick, although Vegas is still trying to get this to go. If you're going to hit this, you got to hit it quickly. Gio's got to get here in a contest. Just slides in the nick of time. Hook bounces out, finds the kill. Brezzy right there to support, and that is an expensive challenge from Vegas. The extra 60 gets tallied. Live still looking good for Vegas for the time being, but Seattle's gonna exit away, and wow, you said it. I mean, Hook the nuke definition of right now as he absolutely blows away a handful, and now there's an opportunity for him to get behind this player in Laundry. Doesn't quite expect it, still tries to turn to fight back, but does get taken away, and Vegas can reestablish the defensive line.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell Hook was able to get that kill. My rival 9 does not kill like that in rank, but obviously he's shooting nukes. At least if you are Vegas Legion, you need to try to clutch up on these fights, because at least Seattle Surge have a lot of mid-map control. Players already pushed out towards A Street. You have somewhat cafe control as well. Vegas Legion at least doing a great job. One player in towards the point. Winning is one-on-ones. You have to crossfire through the middle of the map, so no need to panic yet if you are Vegas.
Still a lot of focus right through the front, though, from Seattle. Trying to get their way back over towards the previously captured B zone. Vegas reading it pretty nicely, all things told. Oh, especially if Nero finds himself a couple. The pistol out almost gets the triple, but still, job done here for Vegas. Holding a 1-life lead, 30 seconds on the clock, and you've got pivotal positions here at mid.
Yeah, Seattle Surge, you saw Boozer just simply back down from this positioning after finding that trade. He's just waiting for the troops so he can establish at least one more good push over towards the same point. But just how spread Vegas Legion are, it's gonna be difficult to break into their setup, and especially to get past the gunny of Attach, who finds himself on 4 in a row. No more respawns left for Seattle Surge. Vegas Legion doing what they do best, dominating on the defensive end.
Yep, and that's going to give them the 1-tick advantage through the first set of offensive rounds. Really good work from Vegas. Couple of moments that things got a little hairy. I think that late contest over towards B, not perfect, obviously, but it does kill off a little bit of extra time, and the trades through mid-map have been really, really efficient through Vegas, really on both sides, offense and defense alike. So something that Seattle may have to kind of keep their eye on. They're having a great performance from Hook as well. So, you know, it's one of those moments you just kind of look at him and say, hey, go do what you want to do. Wherever you're feeling it, go ahead and hit it, because he is shooting laser beams right now.
Yeah, 15-9 start, especially running a rival 9 on the station. You never usually find a lot of success, but when he's hitting shots the way that he does, he makes any gun look good. But now Vegas Legion back on the attacking side, just gonna do the easy work right off the rip. Not showing presence over towards A, just trying to maintain a little bit of that map control, trying to catch a good players from Seattle Surge off guard. And with those 2 initial gunfights going in their favor, this is where they can apply pressure over towards A.
I really love this approach from Vegas. It's noise and attention over towards A Street and Mid Cafe with no commitment, and then as soon as Seattle kind of hear all of this deafness that hits over towards A, they start to rotate back to the B zone, and Vegas haven't left. They're just sitting there waiting to pull that rotation over towards the opposite side of the map. It gives them a look over towards the A zone. Doesn't fully work out for them, but the kills have been very convincing. So Vegas are going to walk away with an extra 60 seconds here at B. Seattle trying to contest the exit. This could get a little bit costly. An opportunity for them to try to actually challenge right back in, but it's just a little bit too slow. Extra 60s in, and now Seattle, they win the B Street back, but it comes at a bit of a cost as now Las Vegas could just come out of spawn and try to work their way over towards the A side.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Seattle just be a little bit more aggressive out towards the B point, because you know you have segments to make up, but you can make it a lot more difficult for Vegas Legion out of their base. That's where you can potentially pitch a shutout. But with now a minute 45 left on the game clock, Vegas Legion know they cannot apply pressure up the B street. We're going to try to overextend and push over towards the A side, but Abuza in a perfect position to continuously cut them down.
Yeah, Abuza's just not giving them anything. Gio on the corner, nades will not land. And I mean, this is about as sturdy of a position as you could possibly get. Hook also assisting over towards the A bomb site. And yeah, this has been pretty flawless here from Seattle on that exit through B. And Vegas are actually going to try to re-clear this. This is going to feel very laborious to try to make this happen. Brezzy on 4 in a row. Has plenty of assistance around him, and yeah, there's just not an angle for Vegas to hit anywhere. They're so scared of going through Abuza that they have to go through the triple stack down B street.
Yeah, this is tough, man. Gotta just get past Brezzy. Good job to shut him down off of his streak as well, because he was on 4 in a row. If you are Seattle Surge, you can have a cruise missile going into your next attacking round. That can work wonders, but Vegas Legion now have an opportunity as they got past that B tank. Already find himself over towards DVDs and Treehouse. But Abuza gets impatient in that situation, and now Vegas Legion have an opportunity to attack from multiple different angles.
Brezito up top at Broken. Oh, runs out of ammunition. May have had a chance for a second, but catching Nero. Finding a little bit of success here over towards the backside at Laundry. 04 trying to slide through. Denied by Attach. Does he get a prediction on the side? Oh! That is good. One more to follow up. Abuza on the hunt. Pistol out. Attach almost turns on him. But the damage has been dealt. And now Brezzy and Abuza can get to work trying to lock down more of this A street. They've done well to this point. Last attempt for Vegas would have to be by something created by Nero. Not really going to happen. And now it's desperation time for Vegas trying to get back to A.
Yeah, with only 8 seconds left, if you are attached, you just got to sprint right into the point. But the crossfires are going to be set up for Seattle Surge. They're going to be able to walk away with the defensive round. Up 2-1 on the control, but you know, in the back of their minds going into this attack, we have to get something done at A. We're currently down by 4 segments. We don't want to be the team on the attack going into round number 5, going against this Vegas Legion squad who basically never lose that side of the map. So we have to think about the objective.
So do you break off with something designed for A? Something that you can get a stack in, try to get 1 tick only? That could be an opportunity here, right? I mean,
I would play off the cross. Like, I would sit in the back of the half wall in the middle of the courtyard, watch the cross, and just see how Vegas Legion are setting up off their defense, because you might just want to go stabilize right to B, just get that one out the way, but send a couple players to roam around that middle of the map, because if a lot of kills go in your favor, then you can pounce over towards A.
Well, it will be a bit of a split hit. 2 on one side, 2 on the other. 04 looking to create something over towards the A zone, and hold on a second. It was a 5 seconds. They can get 2 players on. Vegas are not anywhere near this. The long crossing angle from Nero is only a mild deterrent. So now you got nades, a trophy system, and everything you could possibly want. First ticket progress at A, gonna get locked in. Vegas on the recovery. Help from Seattle, trying to rotate over, and no, nothing further will happen. So they get that first tick, and now all attention goes back to B.
That's all you needed, because now if you are Seattle Surge, you've been able to outslay them a majority of this map. You get these 3 captures done at B, you will guarantee yourself defense as long as you come out on top in the engagement battle in this round. That first segment is going to be complete. You do have Mook in a very crucial position towards top blue, just being a nuisance, causing mayhem for Vegas Legion, and now that's going to be 3 dead. This is when you can start to take mid-map control, be a lot quicker off the rotation to A.
The extra 60 is pretty much a guarantee. Gio's the only real defender that has slipped through this Seattle hit, and he's going to get taken down, found by Brezzy. So now you've got numbers for Seattle starting to amass in the middle of the map. A seat trying to come back through Laundry, turned on by 04. Shots from behind get him tagged up, and Nero will finish off the damage. Abuza trying to get into A, but we'll have to hold off for just a moment to stun locks him in place. He's got a trophy system at the ready, has the gunfight initially versus Gio, and then gets caught by Asim trying to place a trophy. One more attempt here for Seattle, but Asim... Oh! No!
Oh, no.
Not like that! Asim should have had the freest kill of his life. Just got snapped on. And now the second tick of progress is in. Attach forces a team kill, but the rest of Vegas are here.
And now there's 2 segments complete if you are Seattle. You are currently up by 4 lives. You're going to guarantee yourself defense to go to round number 5. And now if you are Vegas Legion, you have to try to figure this out. Potentially earn yourself a couple cruise missiles and try to work on that attacking side in round number 5. But it's already job well done if you are Seattle Surge. You can walk away with this 3rd segment as well. A clean 3-0 isn't too bad, as they already have a lot of cafe control. They're already applying pressure up through A Street. Vegas Legion need to iron up.
Couple of shots coming through. Abuza, hold on a second. Seattle could find success here from the front. Gio trying to get here to assist, but the clock has stopped. Abuza on the corner, dealt with by Gio. And a clean feed here for Vegas. Gets them back up the map. Who quickly off the respawn, though. Goodness gracious, Seattle are not losing these tough gunfights. And there's going to be still plenty of opportunity here for Seattle to hit this. You've got yourself a 4v3 right now. An opportunity to break through. Attach over towards Laundry. Gets caught looking the wrong direction. Nero trying to fill the gap. Only gets one.
Stack.
Geo shut down. Here comes the stack. Seattle will find the third tick. And a 3-0 in the series, putting everyone in the league on notice.
This new Seattle roster, man. They are just doing everything right. We're talking about opening HPs absolutely dominating. Search and destroy, they almost let that one get away from them, but they were clutching up a majority of those rounds. And then even on the control, this used to be literally the worst control team that we have in the game. But the roster change has done wonders for this team, man. They close it out in a clean 3-0. They walk away with one attacking round. Vegas Legion were literally the best team on the defensive side. They do not give up any segments on that side of the map. But you could just tell how different it was for them, because for Seattle Surge, everyone's sitting at 4K, close to 5K damage. On the opposing side, Geo just did not have a good series today. We're talking about a map like Invasion where your ARs need to be felt, only 2,800 damage, 9 non-traded kills, 12 and 19 overall score. That's not the way you want to get it done. But Seattle Surge basically did exactly what they did at a hardpoint in that control. Just never gave Vegas Legion any breathing room. We're talking about being great on defense, but they could never find a clean 2 to 3 dead to allow them to push up on the map.